Sonora, one of the largest states in all of Mexico. 70,000 square miles of farmland, coastline, and ranches. And its capital, the city of Hermosillo, a sprawling and peaceful economic hub set right in the middle of this enormous state. I'm exploring the best of what this city has to offer. At Doña Guille's street food stand, these giant burros are the stuff of legend. She has like the most iconic Sonora feelings in a burrito. Fenómeno, que rico. Then, the always charming owner of one of Hermosillo's best restaurants shares some of his favorite recipes. Whoa, this chubbiness looks too irresistible. Some things just don't change. I'm visiting La Ruina, an outdoor event space and food truck park, to get a taste for what Hermosillo's next generation has in the works. It's like Takis with bacon. And finally, no good day in Hermosillo is complete without this, the famous Sonoran hot dog. All over Mexico, you find hot dog stands, but here they've become really crazy.
Dame, dame, dame tu chocolate, dame, dame, dame café caliente, dame, dame, dame tu corazón.
The food of Hermosillo is a direct reflection of Sonora's agricultural way of life. Tacos, burros, food stands lining the streets. Two of Sonora's biggest products, beef from the ranches and wheat from the farmlands, come together perfectly here at Tortillas y Burros Doña Guille. Doña Guille! Hola.
Buenas tardes.
Doña Guille has been a fixture in Hermosillo for over 20 years. Each day, locals line the seats of her sidewalk stand, happily feasting on these giant stuffed burros.
Good afternoon.
¡Ay, Doña Guille! ¿De dónde es usted? Where are you
Soy
from?
de la Ciudad de México.
Ah, yo también.
Sí,
Somos chilangas las dos.
chilangas.
While her burros are always a crowd pleaser, her sobaqueras, these huge, classic Sonoran tortillas, are what really made Doña Guille famous. Las tortillas in Mexico City have nothing to do con estas tortillas.
Allá se consume el maíz y aquí se consume la harina.
¿Cómo cuántas tortillas saca al día?
100 docenas.
1,500 of these tortillas o vaqueras.
¿O tortillas de agua?
¿Y por qué se llaman tortillas de agua?
Porque casi no llevan manteca en comparación con las tortillas caseras.
¿Cómo te la comes tú? ¿Con salecita?
En pedazos. Sabe a chicharrón, porque la amasamos con asiento de chicharrón. Es lo que nos distingue.
She makes the flour tortillas with beef asiento, which is the rendered fat when making beef, not pig chicharrón. So it also has that like griddle, like charred taste. ¿Sabe
Le
cómo?
da otro sabor. Cuando le sacas
Huele.
el comal, sale el olor.
Sí, grilled meat taste inside of the tortilla. It's quite phenomenal. So to make her flour tortillas, she mixes the dough in her own meal. This is Sonoran wheat flour.
Sí, todo el producto es sonorense.
Todo lo que vende usted en su restaurante.
Sí, todo es local. No lleva más ingrediente que la manteca y la sal. Que alguien adentro vea cómo va cayendo la harina.
She's directing you guys. She wants a camera in there. This is freshly rendered beef lard, and
Si lo
all
ves,
these
son pedacitos de
tiny bits
chicharrón.
and pieces, these are chicharrón. That's where the flavor comes from, people. So from the already kneaded masa, she's going to make little balls, and that's called balling.
¿Pesan lo mismo?
Todas.
Casi todas. Diferencia 1 gramo, 2 gramos, pero casi todas pesan lo mismo.
Wow,
Really?
I believe it. We Mexicans love tortillas so much, and it's
Él
not
es
only
mi
like...
hijo.
Ah, es su hijo.
Él es mi hijo, él
¿Cómo
sí
se
habla
llama?
inglés. Balam.
Desde chiquito comías tortilla. Sí. ¿Cómo te gustan más?
Burro,
¿Cuál es tu burro favorito?
el caramelo de asada con carne con chile.
Con la misma mano la vas a ir estirando.
Okay.
De adentro hacia afuera.
Ah.
Así, de adentro hacia afuera, para que se vaya estirando.
Ah, ok. So you're stretching it. No, sí tienes mucho arte.
Sí.
With our tortillas warm and ready, the only hard part is choosing between Doña Guille's delicious burro fillings. Machaca, chicharrones en salsa verde. Oh, I love chicharrón. Carne con chile. It's really tough to choose. A tu hijo le gusta uno que se llama
Campechano.
campechano.
Ese lleva queso, frijol, asada y carne con chile. Pico de gallo.
¿Esta qué es?
Guacamole.
Ah, avocado sauce. It's so sturdy, and she has like the most iconic Sonora fillings in a burrito combined. Puro Sonora.
Arriba Sonora.
Sí, delicioso.
Gracias.
I'm on a culinary tour of Sonora's capital, Hermosillo. There is so much to do and see here. From street food to breweries to oh so comforting baked goods like coyotas. But one of the absolute best dining experiences in the city is at Mochomos. Owner, Alfonso Lira, wanted to give me a taste of his Sonora. So, he invited me over to his house for a home-cooked meal. ¡Hola! ¡Ay, sí dijo hola! Alfonso is quite the character.
This is my evolution.
Who saved that? This is when you were
My
a
mom.
baby. Oh, your mom had saved it.
Eso me lo dio mi esposa cuando cumplí 50 años, enfrente de todo el mundo.
Oh, in a party.
Sí, en la party yo ni sabía. Y pues bueno, te decía, es cuando la conocí, cuando le di el anillo, y pues esa la andaba buscando ayer.
Alfonso is going to prepare a feast to introduce us to Hermosillo. And what an introduction this gorgeous whole beef tenderloin is. ¿Esta es tu manera favorita de cocinar
Me
el beef
encanta
tenderloin?
cocinarlos así en casa.
¿Sí?
Sí.
I mean, he's one of the biggest experts of meat in a meat-loving state. And he's teaching us how to make one of the cuts of meat that people are most intimidated by. Porque it's not cheap. It's like
No.
a really fine cut of meat, so you don't want to mess it up. Why do you choose to cook it whole first instead of already sliced?
Me gusta mucho así porque lo sellas primero.
¿Lo vas a poner en el
Sí,
grill?
entonces no se desjuga.
Of course. If you want a choice cut of meat here in Sonora, it helps to know a guy. I have two of the biggest meat personalities in Sonora here. Dr. Zambrano is one of the most important meat producers in this meat producing and meat eating state. So Alfonso's showing us how he cooks a beef tenderloin that comes from you. Do you think he's doing an okay job there?
Yeah.
See?
Yes, yes.
What is the trick to not have the beef dry or rubbery?
Excellent quality of meat, okay?
Okay.
To have a really good chef. And the last one, you have to have a right knife.
I've never seen someone cut the meat directly on the grill. Dr. Zambrano is saying it's good to cut it directly on the grill because then you're not shifting the temperature as the meat cooks.
Sí. Pedazos.
To go with the tenderloin, we're having Alfonso's house sauce that's made with large chunks of Caribbean chile, white onion, tomato, and zucchini. This just looks gorgeous. Let me cut in the middle. It's really outstanding how such few ingredients cooked so simply. If you're gonna eat meat, you have to come to Sonora to eat meat. You can taste the care and respect that's put into putting a piece of meat on your plate. Qué rico.
Qué bueno.
But you think Alfonso's done? No way. Just to prove that Sonora has more to offer than beef, Alfonso wanted to make grilled pork tomahawk. Just look at those. This is a state that has always loved beef.
Sí.
When did the pork fever start?
Sonora es un estado con mucha porcicultura en todo el estado, desde
So
Navajo.
there has always been
Always, sí.
pork meat.
Por muchos años. Lo vamos a acompañar también con un puré de papa.
Okay.
Sí, nomás adicionamos queso
Ajá.
y tantito chipotle.
You're adding chipotle in adobo sauce?
¿Ya?
That's one of my favorite things ever. In a skillet, he has bacon, onion, and one very surprising ingredient. And then you wanted me to add vanilla?
Sí, adelante.
¿Cuánta?
Toda.
All of it.
Ya.
Ah, the smell of vanilla as it first hit the pan is like crazy. The thought of something vanilla on top of a pork tomahawk is a beautiful
Ya.
thing. Whoa.
There we go.
I like this one, but I changed my mind. Te la
Ok,
cambio.
sale.
Because this chubbiness looks too irresistible. I know I've told you this many times before, but I'm the fourth of four sisters, and my sisters have always been embarrassed about the big bites that I take. Some things just don't change.
¿Gustó?
I always eat beef and pork and chicken and everything, but like one right after the other, it is so radically different. It's much more firm and sturdy, and it had no sugar and no salt, and it's so sweet because of the caramelized onions
Una
and the
vaina,
vanilla.
una
The
vaina.
vanilla is giving it such a perfumed backdrop. You guys, there's classic Sonora, and then there's where Sonora is going.
This is Mochomos style.
Okay, you're feeding everybody. That is so Mexican.
Gracias por tu visita.
Salud. Gracias por recibirme así tan bonito y gracias por darme tanta comida.
No, no.
Salud.
Salud.
As Alfonso promotes the best of some of what Sonoran cuisine has to offer, just across town, a younger crowd is bringing new ideas to the scene. How old are you?
27.
Oh my God, he could be Alan. Ricky and his partners have transformed an old textile factory into La Ruina, an outdoor food truck park/bar, complete with its own airplane because why not? Nope, doesn't fly anymore. I don't know much about beers, but I really do like beer. And when I like a beer, I try to remember what it was. And most times it's a wheat beer.
Salud.
Brinca, super poppy hoppy. I love it. To Ricky and his fellow millennials, Hermosillo feels like a city on the cusp of something exciting.
What I really love about Hermosillo is that new city feeling, new projects, new entertainment, music, exploring new stuff.
In a way, young people from Hermosillo are redesigning.
Are starting to platform, you know, like before Hermosillo didn't have universities, really big and good universities. A lot of the talent used to export from Hermosillo to the big cities, to Mexico City,
went to Monterrey.
Guadalajara, to Monterrey, to the US, and they stayed over there. Like, now people are starting to come back to Hermosillo. People are nurturing what's happening here.
As progress, new ideas, and creative energy takes hold in Hermosillo, there is one thing that will always have an effect on life here.
I see the Sonora, Arizona region really special because of the desert.
The Sonoran Desert is iconic. It's in movies, it's in poems, it's in paintings.
It's magical. Hermosillo, Sonora, in summer is one of the hottest places on earth. Being from the desert people, they have a lot of arraigo to their roots.
Yeah.
And it gives a lot of identity to people. People here are really warm.
Where do you see these going? Like more centers like these, more activities like these?
Hermosillo is growing, and I think Hermosillo is going to have more spaces like this, more entertainment and more shows, more live music. I like to call it the city of the future.
That is so exciting, and it's gonna be so different. Can't wait to be back and back. A La Ruina, the beer is refreshing, but you know what I'm looking for. My new friend is Chef David from a restaurant called Mesa Cortés, where they have an incredibly inventive menu. Menú es como sonorense.
Le
¿Cómo lo
llamamos
describirías?
cocina internacional con producto regional.
Oh, I
description.
love that. Describing the food here is not nearly as enjoyable as eating it. Like this grilled pork belly in recado negro, made with charred ingredients turned into a sauce.
Tiene chile jalapeño, carbonizar, tortilla de maíz, cebolla y ajo.
Mix in fresh squeezed lime juice and crushed chiltepín and, well... ¿Sabes qué? It is so good! Mixing that pork belly and whoa! Too good not to share. Try.
Tuna milk guy.
Is it so good? But halfway through my tour of this meat-loving Sonoran city, I asked David for a change of pace. ¿Aquí qué tienes?
Este es un pulpo que cocinamos,
Ajá.
simplemente lo cocimos en agua.
First, he cooked the octopus, boiled it in water with seasonings, and then lo cubriste de un adobo.
Sí,
Why did you decide to cook it first before grilling it?
sí, más que nada es para controlar la cocción. Si el pulpo lo meto así crudo, queda muy duro.
Muy duro.
Tiene muy chicloso. Entonces, la cocción en agua, 45 minutos, y ya tenemos un pulpo que podemos trabajarlo como queramos. Lo podemos hacer ceviche, aguachile.
Y platícame del pulpo aquí en Sonora. Es un ingrediente que a la gente le gusta mucho.
Sí, el pulpo es un producto regional. Yo lo conozco desde que siempre ha habido pulpo en mi casa. Igual que el pescado, tenemos la costa aquí a 45 minutos, una hora. La mayoría de mis platillos, o trato de mezclar eso un poco de la que sea tierra y el mar, que lo tenemos también muy
Entonces,
cerca.
it's
Yo creo
not
que
only
50
beef,
y
it's beef and
50.
pork and it's seafood. So it's a land and sea state. Porque no era doble método de cocción. Este tiene triple método de cocción. It's a triple cooking method for the octopus. He cooked it in water, then he grilled it, and now he's sauteing it in butter and chimichurri. For even more yum, David has prepared a hummus base for his octopus dish. ¿Y qué le pones al hummus?
El hummus lo hacemos con garbanzo, ajo. Nosotros le cambiamos, para hacerlo un poco más regional, en vez de hacer el tahini de ajonjolí, hacemos básicamente una crema de cacahuate.
¡Ay, qué rico! I'm super curious to taste the peanut in the hummus. Hasta me volteas a ver. He just turns around and looks at me like, come on, I'm good. It's so important to fall in love with a dish when you see it, no? I hope you deliver, because in principle, I love it.
Sí, se siente, ¿verdad?
It's like a super Mexican hummus. Es delicioso.
Gracias.
It has more depth of flavor because it has a lot more sweetness. And I love the texture. Está como un poquito más,
Cremoso.
ajá, cremosito y con grumitos.
Tiene un poco más de aceite, creo, el cacahuate.
El
probablemente.
cacahuate que el sésamo.
Go.
You guys, I want someone to try.
No, delicioso, súper delicioso.
Delicioso. You accomplished exactly what you say that you do. And it's so delicious. This is so good. Feast your eyes for a moment, won't you? On one of my favorite Sonoran gifts to the world. The Sonoran hot dog is one of those things that just makes me go wild. Stuffed, spicy, creamy, crunchy, piled high, or as simple as can be. The Sonoran hot dog is a thing of beauty. So, take a look, guys. Take a look. My first taste of Sonoran hot dogs was actually across the border in Tucson, Arizona, when I visited local hot dog legend, El Güero Canelo.
You're making me hungry.
Because the Sonoran dog is so popular, so crave-worthy, Sonorans brought it to the US to give them a taste of home. Oh my God! But now, finally, I'm here in Hermosillo and I'm dying for my first taste of the real thing. Hot dogs here in Sonora are called dogos. This hot dog-loving mountain of a man is Miami, owner of the Miami hot dog stand. And tonight, he's my Sonoran hot dog expert. His name is Tomás, but they call him Miami. ¿Por qué Miami?
Y así se me quedó Miami.
Nunca has ido a Miami.
No.
Hot dog fever started here, ¿cuándo? ¿En los 80s?
Principio de los 90.
¿Y por qué? What triggered it?
Pues muchos dejan un trabajo y buscan otra forma de empleo y pues vender hot dogs es muy comido aquí en Hermosillo, de hecho.
Sí. The truth is that all over Mexico, you find hot dog stands. Like you find a hot dog stand right next to a taco stand. O sea, ¿por qué se empezaron a hacer tan locos? ¿Era competencia de uno a otro?
Ser competitivos, sí, también.
Sí.
Pero tenemos dogos que llevan Filadelfia,
Ajá.
queso crema.
Ah.
Y pues, me le pones a mi hot dog.
Ay, no me
Y
digas.
lo que el cliente ocupaba, nosotros lo poníamos.
Now, your choice of toppings here at Miami's is pretty much endless. But one of his bestsellers is this, a cheese-stuffed Anaheim and bacon-wrapped hot dog. Yum. He did a prep station for us.
Tenemos lo que es la salchicha jumbo, queso chihuahua,
Okay,
chile verde anaheim
okay.
y el tocino, ¿no?
So here we have the Anaheim chile, o aquí le llaman chile verde,
Chile
¿no?
verde.
¿Y por qué se te ocurrió este?
Porque lo hacían chile caribe,
Ok.
pero muy grande,
Ok.
pero es muy enchiloso.
Ok.
Y lo que tiene el chile verde, que no es tan enchiloso y a todas las personas les agrada, no el picante tan fuerte.
I'm Miami's assistant today. ¿Y le pones uno?
¿Uno o dos?
Yo le
Dependiendo.
pondría dos. Whoa. This is so right up my alley. Follow me, Jane. That looks so good. I can smell the fried bacon and the Anaheim chile, and I can see the cheese melting. ¡Ay, qué rico, Miami! Tantos puestitos de hot dogs, ¿no? Aquí en Hermosillo.
Hay bastante.
Pero hay muchos como puestitos. ¿Cómo le hiciste tú para hacer todo este? O sea, este es un complejo hotdoguero.
De hecho, creció 3 veces la carreta. Pequeña, una más grande y ahora está esta más grande.
¡Qué rico ese
Totalmente
pan!
nuevo. Puro pan del día.
All of the bread here is freshly made every day. Now let's start to build this amazing hot dog. A little mayo, then that grilled and wrapped sausage. Whoa, whoa. Some chorizo, lettuce, tomato.
Aquí sigue un poco más de mayonesa.
Okay. On top. This is just the beginning. We are now going to the toppings bar. And whoa, 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 whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 21 toppings plus the hot sauces. I know I can go wrong with some pork belly bacon, guacamole, of course, and more chiles. I have 3 different kinds of chile in here, and I do have room for more. I haven't gotten to the hot dog yet. Es la experiencia más loca de hot dog. Y I'm not a mayo in my hot dog kind of person, pero aquí es que it's necessary. La combinación de chorizo con bacon, con el quesito, con... This is an incredible way to end my Hermosillo experience.
Los que vienen a Hermosillo y están fuera me marcan y dicen, oye, ya quiero regresar a Hermosillo a probar un dogo de allá.
Of
Otra
course.
vez. Que son de aquí. Muero por regresar y comerme un dogo.
I can see why there's such a hot dog craze in Hermosillo. ¡Qué locura!
Faltan las papas.